Welcome back, Festival Tales fam, to Festival Tales Podcast. We are so excited to have you guys today, and thank you so much for tuning in. I am your co-host, Ade from Vibe with Ade.
And this is Babs. What's up?
What is up, you guys? We got another Monday, and we have another guest today. As you guys can tell from the title, we are super excited to have Arad on. We actually have both connected with him last year to bring together the stage. So if you guys didn't already know, Babs and I both have our content separately on the stage, which is a central hub. I'll let Arad go more into it, but we really wanted to have him on today to introduce you guys and announce that Festival Tales Podcast is now going to be on the stage. So we're super excited to have our content be on there and be with everyone else. And so I'll have Arad introduce himself and tell a little bit more about the stage. So welcome to Festival Tales Podcast, Arad.
Thank you, guys. It's a really pleasure to be here. I'm super excited for today. My name is Arad. I'm the founder and creative director at Stage Hoppers. If you're a fan of dance music, you probably had your friends spam you with videos from my account, and really appreciate the community we've been growing there. I kind of started the page back in 2016, and in 2019 the page really started to take off, and the community has been expanding very well recently, up until the pandemic. But I'm really honored with everyone kind of trusting me with their videos, sharing the videos out with everyone, and especially with the stage now coming up, collaborating with a lot of creators across podcasts, tour and festival videos, vlogs, shufflers, and just it's been a really great honor with all the content creators trusting me with their content, allowing their content to be on the stage and being able to showcase it to a bigger audience.
Yeah, I think it's so awesome. When you came to us, both of us, with the idea, we were just like, yeah, this sounds awesome. So if you guys like any of our content, you will definitely love the other content on there. It's just a great way to discover other creators. There's even like artists that have their own content on there. So I think that's super awesome. And so you said that you started that in 2016, you said?
Yes, started the page in October 2016.
Yeah, sweet.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then if you just want to go ahead while we're here and just plug where everyone can find you before we dive in.
Yes, across all platforms at Stage Hoppers, and our website, the stage, is at stagehoppers.com.
Sweet. And so with our guests, we'd love to have them share any stories. And so we would love to hear what story you have for us today.
Yeah, I think definitely, like, especially taking a look back where Stage Hoppers started, would love to kind of share with you guys the story of the first festival that I attended.
Ooh, a real throwback story. Down memory lane to the first one ever.
Definitely. So taking it back to September 2015, Nocturnal Wonderland. And at the time, Nocturnal, or it is still now, at the amphitheater, the Glen Helen Amphitheater, which is like beautiful. But at the time, I think the 2015 edition was the biggest it was. So it was a great kind of first one to go into. And my older sister actually she texted me one day. She was like, hey, you want to go to this festival? And at the time, like, I didn't really have like a music preference. I wasn't really into dance music. Didn't really have like a genre that I preferred. I just kind of listened to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I said, like, I'm down. Yeah, let's do it. Like, I just turned 18 recently, so I just got like legal to be able to go. I was like, let's go. I'll go check it out. And I remember kind of walking into the festival, and as you walk in the beautiful amphitheater there, you see like the mountain range in the background as the sun's kind of starting to set. It's like one of the most beautiful scenes. And yeah, so we kind of started, it was my first time rolling there as well. So kind of going into it, I remember
it always makes it more memorable.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's definitely the best way, especially at the sunset, kind of seeing those vibes there.
Hell yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we started that journey, and I remember at first, like, everyone's like, I was looking around, our whole group was like dancing and stuff, and they were vibing. They were like, oh, do you feel it yet? I'm like, no, like, I mean, I'm really excited, but like, I feel like that's just me being excited. I don't know if I feel it. And they're all kind of just like vibing, bumping. I was like, all right, well, I guess like we'll give us some more time. I'll try not to think about it. Like an hour goes by and like they're like, "Oh, do you feel it yet?" I was like, "No, still nothing." And so I was like, "All right, everyone quiet down. Like let me think." So I remember kind of
let me think about it.
it's kind of like the second. It wasn't the main stage. I think it was the kind of second biggest stage was on the hill. So I remember kind of sitting down on the grass hill, putting my arms back, kind of looking at the scene. I like closed my eyes and I was like, I just kind of like closed my eyes, bump into the music, and all of a sudden I just feel like this like euphoric feeling just like coming like all over my body, and I was like, I like opened my eyes and I'm like, all right, I feel it. And like everyone kind of, my whole group just kind of starts like grabbing my hands. They're like, all right, dance, dance, dance. So I just started like dancing, and I'm like, oh my god, like, this is like the best thing ever. Yes.
That's an exciting group, though. They got you like pumped. Yeah. They were like making sure you were good. They're like, you feel it, you feel it, and you're like, no. And then when you felt it, they were like, all right, let's go. We're like, let's get pumped.
Yeah, like, exactly. That's signs of a good group to go with.
Good rave fam. Good rave fam.
Definitely, yeah. Shout out to Nicole and Joel. They've been raving for a long time, so I think definitely being with the group that I was made it even more special because they were all about Plur. They had like candy all over, so they really kind of like taught me
the ways
how to be a good raver and how to kind of like spread love and like spread great energy. So that was just like a perfect way to start it out. And I remember kind of as the night like went on and kind of watching the sunset was like the most beautiful thing. And yeah, so as the night's kind of setting, like bingo players back, and then right after was like knife party.
Oh my god!
I was getting like a bunch of like different sounds coming through and just different energy.
Different sounds, yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah. I look like your first festival. You're like, I have no idea what this music is. Like, like exactly, what is going on?
It was definitely like hard to kind of, like especially thinking back to. I don't remember there being like a separation between the artists. Just kind of remember one flow. And it was just
100%.
blast until like Diora was like one artist who I knew, like just I knew the name. I think 5 More Hours came out like around that time.
Yeah.
So that was just like the one artist I was like, oh, I want to see him. And like Diora just like, I think it's now been like a tradition for him to kind of play at Nocturnal, and he always does like a big set there. So that was it was a really blast like seeing him there. And I think at the end of the night, Alesso played, but that was actually like I think a little bit into it. We had to leave, and I remember my sister kind of turning to me and saying, "Hey, like it's time for us to go." And like since I had really had like no idea what time it was or like what was going on. Like I looked at it, I was like, "No, like what do you mean? Like I don't want this night to end. It doesn't have to end." And she was kind of telling me, she's like, yeah, but it's multiple nights. And so like, and we'll come back soon. I was like, what? Like this is 3 days? Like we could have done this for 3 days. And she's like, yeah, like people sleep here and people camp here. I was like, what? Like, I love this. Like, can we come back? So I remember I took some videos while I was there. I took a GoPro with me, and at the time I had an iPhone 5. Obviously the video quality of phones and like GoPros wasn't nowhere near what it is right now. But I remember like after the festival was over, I went kind of back to my group of friends, and I just like had these videos, and like I was very attached to them because it was like the only memories that I had.
Right.
And I would watch them, I would kind of feel that same energy, like that same excitement from the videos. And at first I was like showing to my friends. I was like telling them I was like, guys, like you wouldn't believe me. Like it was the craziest thing I experienced. Like it was such crazy energy. Check out these videos, and like showing them on like a small iPhone 5 screen, like really bad shaky videos. And they would just kind of like look at it, and like they would try to be nice and be like, oh yeah, that's sick. But like it was, it's very hard to describe, especially with people who like don't know the feeling. So it was kind of like at that time where I kind of started seeing the attachment I was getting to these videos, and like next event that I went to, I like made sure to kind of get better videos that I could watch later. And it got to the point where I was like, well, I want to showcase these videos, and I want to like share other people's videos as well. I want to kind of create something that like people can like send in their videos and share it with each other, and like create a community around it, which is kind of the seeds that basically what developed into Stage Hoppers, and that's kind of that's how everything started.
Wow, what a full circle moment.
I love it. I love the video taking. That's how that's how I am too. Like that's how I got into it a lot too. Was posting videos. And that's how I started my page too. Was like videos and stuff like that. So I can definitely relate with that one. The videos, yeah. When you're, and I don't know about you, Arad, but I felt like I was the only one in the group taking the videos. So like when not only was I showing my friends who didn't go to the festival, I was like re-showing my friends that were at the festival with me because they were like, "Oh, I don't have that. Oh, I don't have that." And then I'm sharing them my videos, and they're like, they all have the videos I take now, and they look back on them and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you got this on tape," like that. And that feeling, like you get it on tape, you're like, "Yeah, I did it. I got it on tape." Like I knew.
Yeah, our Ray fam we have an iCloud album. So like
Smart.
when we all go to a festival together, we would just like drop it into the iCloud because like if one of us missed a song, someone else got that song or like something like that. So that's what that reminded me of. But I was laughing too because like I'm pretty sure all my videos when I first started going to festivals and raves were the absolute worst. But like I thought that they were some of the best videos ever. But they're like shaky, like people are in the way, like I don't even have it all the way up, like
It's definitely like I think I've developed a skill of like being able to dance and like hold the
yeah.
camera steady at the same time. That's definitely like something I think as you go, you just get better at.
No, 100%. That's so funny. So you guys only went nocturnal that one night, or did you go back the next night?
Yes, no. So I think
It
we
was
just
just a
went
one
that
day
one night.
ticket.
Yeah, and then the next, basically after that, I was like, I thought it would be like like we had to wait another year before we got to like,
Yeah.
experience something like that. I was like, oh man, like when is this? Like we gotta wait a year. Like that's gonna suck. Like I want to go to another one now. And then since I didn't know, I didn't even know what Insomniac was
Yeah.
at the time. And then my sister's like, "Oh no, like there's like another one coming up in like a month, and they basically have these like all the time. It's just like the scale is like a little different, but there's like a bunch available." Um, so I was like, I just kind of fell in love with that world, and like fell in love with the music, take like a deep dive into it. And at the time, I didn't really have like a preferred genre of music, so that was when I
Hmm.
really fell in love with dance music, and it became kind of like the genre of music that I really loved and I really enjoyed. So I just took like a deep dive, and like
Yeah.
I was very excited by it.
Who are some of your favorite artists?
At the moment, it's always switching up, but some Zoo, Bob Moses,
Mm,
Olympic Aries, uh, Camel Fat,
love Camel
let's
Fat.
yeah, some Tame Impala as well, a little more on the rock scene, some Portugal the Man,
Yeah.
um,
Those are good.
but yeah, I think those
Oh
What
are
yeah,
was
yeah.
that third
I
one
agree
you
with that.
said? Operational Air?
uh, Olympic Aries.
Oh, Olympic Aries. That's what you
Yes,
said.
yeah,
I got that so wrong.
yeah.
What
They're
type
kind
of
of
subgenre is that one?
it's electro pop, I believe. The sound.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
I
have to look
believe.
into
Yeah,
that
I'm
one. I
gonna
never
Yeah, they're
heard of
give that
very
a
good.
that.
I'll
look. I
definitely
haven't.
send them over.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely looking at that. Um, your festival story is so similar to mine in the fact that like I also for my first festival went for just the first like one day. Like I only went one day out of the whole thing. So that's something that I can
Same.
connect on that where I'm like, shoot, like I remember being the same thing, like, dang, it's over, like I can't do this again. And then finding out like, no, there's another one in a couple months. It's the same exact feeling of like, and I don't know about you, like when I woke up the next day, I was like obviously a little out of it, but I also was like, all right, guys, so like, when's this next one? Like, what's this next
Yeah.
one's plan? And I remember for us, it was EDC Orlando, and I remember we bought our tickets like literally within that week. We were like, all right, we're going, like it's happening. Like all my whole group was like, we're going, like it's just happening now. And that's how like my rave fam as well started.
That's so funny. Mine was like the opposite. I think I've talked about the story on Festival Tales before, but mine was so my first one was an absolute shit show, and I talk about it all the time.
I want to
But
hear it
that was like,
again.
I still had fun, but I had to take care of someone the whole time. I left early. Like, it was just not the vibes I was expecting. But I was like, you know what? Like, I want to give it another try. Like, I need to give it another go. And so I went to Mad Decent Block Party, and then I was like, oh, well, I don't know when the next one is. And so the next one wasn't until Decadence, Arizona. So I had to like give it another go. And that one was 2 days. And then after that, I was like, okay, I like this. This is a lot more fun. That was that was like a similar experience to your first one. So I was like, that's what I consider my first one. I try and like consider that one because that was like 10 out of 10 experience.
I feel like when like after Nocturnal, like kind of like the feeling that I felt was like it feels like you just found out about like a little secret. It's like
Yeah.
a whole like little secret world that like exists that's like insanely fun, but like not that many people know about it for some reason.
Especially
But
when
like
the
once you get into it,
Yeah, like especially when the majority of your friends at the time when you first go aren't into that. I'm like, I don't know, like if that's how your group of friends was. Like you said, you went with your sister. I went with some friends that like I was friends with, but I wasn't like as close as I was with my other boys at the time. And like I remember going with them, and I was like, they just were instantaneously like my new friend group. Like we were like, oh yeah, we're all going to these. We're gonna keep going to these. And the other guys, I would like show them the videos, and come back and be like, oh, we did this, this, and this, and they were like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, like there's no way to like explain to them how much fun I was having. And then like I've even tried to get some of them to go to festivals, and some of them still don't go to festivals. So it's like, yeah, we're like, now it's like reverse. Like now I like hang out with the festival squad more than I hang out with like the other guys. But it's so funny to me, like when you try to explain that stuff to people who don't go to festivals, and how like they think they have this understanding of it, but they like really like they don't like, it's just something like, I've always said this, it's something like everyone should experience at least once. Not saying you have to be like hooked and go every time like I want to go, and you have to be like me and start going to all these festivals, but like no, like go to one with people and people that are going to have a fun time with, and experience it once, just one time, and then if you like it a lot, you go again. If you don't, you don't. Like it's that simple. But to not experience it to me is like mind-boggling. Like, why you're not gonna like? I don't understand it. Like, how have you not gone to a festival, people?
Yeah, I think that's honestly why I got into like creating content, because I was just like, let's just show it to other people and like make it not seem like it's this intimidating, scary kind of thing, because that's what it
Yeah.
is for some people. They just see like surface level kind of stuff. So that's what I've, at least with like showing the content, I'm sure with Arad showing those videos of like, this is what it's actually like and that kind of stuff too. But I totally agree, Babs. Like, people should at least just give it one chance, and if you don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah, it could be one and done. I've had a friend that came once. He was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." Came, went to the 2-day festival. Was like, I did have a fun time, but just something I'm not going to spend my money on that much. Like maybe
Yeah.
here and there, if I'm feeling it, but not something I'm going to that much.
Yeah, for sure. Arad, what's your favorite festival you've been to?
definitely so far I would say EDC for me. I have not been to Electric Forest or Ultra yet. So within the ones in the US, EDC, just because for me, I feel like even if I do go to Electric Forest, I would still a little bit prefer EDC, just because I love the big production experience of it. Obviously, with stage hoppers, I'm more so focused on the big production side of things, but I just love like the over the top, like massive stages and just all the lights everywhere.
What years
Yeah.
have you gone to Vegas?
I'm sorry, one moment. I think my screen froze for a second. Sorry, my back.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're good on
You're
our
good.
end.
You're good on our end. Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, I asked what years have you gone to Vegas?
Vegas, I've gone every year since 2016.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
funny enough, kind of since 2016 was the first year that I started raving, I got Coachella tickets that year. And I got Coachella tickets, but I was already kind of starting to go to a few like raves and stuff that year. Me and my sister both got Coachella tickets, and we were gonna go together with some other friends. But at one point, I kind of like, once we got our tickets, I talked to her and I was like, "Hey, like Coachella is awesome. The lineup looks awesome, but I was like, we're going to all these electronic events. I was like, why not sell our tickets and go to EDC instead? Because I feel like we'll just enjoy that more." And she was like, "Yeah, like let's do it. Like I'm down." So we sold our Coachella tickets, got EDC, booked the hotel, and
Wow.
got stuck in the parking lot for a couple hours.
Oh, that's how it goes for sure.
Classic. I went 2017 and 2018, and 2017 was, the shuttles were awful. And I'll never forget that.
And I am 2019 only. A little late bloomer over here compared to you two veterans, but
Do you have tickets for EDC if it happens this year?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've held on to basically like all tickets that I bought before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
I was like, at this point, I don't even remember what tickets I bought. I was like, it'll just be a surprise at this point. Once I get, hopefully they'll send me email notifications. But yeah, I was like, I'll end up going no matter what. It's like I was like, I'm not gonna get a refund. I'll just I keep having
Yeah.
to rebook my hotel, but like hopefully the sooner the better.
So,
Yeah.
what is your 2021 festival lineup looking like in that case? If it were to happen, if it were all to happen, where are you going?
Yeah.
What are the ones you got
So
tickets for?
Escape, and I know Insomniac. I forgot the name of it, but they just launched up a new house, like that little mini festival.
Day
It's
trip.
kind of Day Trip, yeah. So Day Trip, EDC, and like a couple like smaller shows. I got Vintage Culture. I was very much so looking forward to Vintage Culture. It's been like a personal favorite for about like 4 years,
So
and
fire.
I was actually speaking with his like team and everything, and it was like a week before my birthday. It was in March, I think like 14th, that he was gonna perform, and it was like 3-4 days away, and then the pandemic, basically the lockdown started, and I was just like, no, I was 4 days.
No. Dang. I got Carl Cox right before lockdown happened here in Austin. And like it was like that weekend we went in a shelter in place, and I was like, that was the best night of my life, and it was the last night before everything happened.
Carl Cox would be amazing. I still been wanting to see him.
Oh my gosh, that was my first. So I saw him at Crossed, which was also last year, right before the pandemic happened. I saw him for a little bit, and then I was like, well, I already have tickets to see him Austin, so I'll wait for that. And so I saw it. It was 4 hours, just like dark warehouse techno vibes. It was so good.
Yeah, that's how he should be experienced.
Yeah.
Jacob, are you in Orlando?
I'm based out of Tampa, so close,
Okay.
very cllose. Yeah. So I go EDC or Orlando. I've gone every year since I've started.
Yeah, I'll
raving.
definitely have to come visit you and go to EDC Orlando.
Dude, you
together.
got a place.
Really
You got a place.
Same.
You got a place to stay. You both do.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Last year, did you go last year?
Setup looked insane this year for the 2019
I think
EDC Orlando.
I've said it on my podcast. I probably have said it here too. The last year's EDC Orlando was by far the best year I've been to, and I've talked to other people that have gone prior to when I went. I've only gone the last 4 years, 3-4 years. I gotta think about that one. I think 3, but and it was just by far the best, like the best curated, the best. They redid the whole setup. They moved Circuit Grounds to where the main stage was. They moved main stage to where Circuit Ground was, and it just made like it just looked better. It just the stages fit better in those locations than previously. They also had main stage, like instead of where Circuit Grounds was last year, they also moved it a little bit and then expanded it. They had bigger stages than before, and then just like more area to like roam it. And yeah, it was just all around better. Like I don't know what it was about 2019 that was just so much better, but it was overall. Yeah. And the Circuit Ground stage they had was phenomenal. I
saw videos of it.
honeycombs.
It looked insane.
I don't know. I don't know what else to call it, but the honeycomb stage. That's what I called it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And they were those. It was sick. The screens surrounded by the laser like beams, and then I don't know. I'm horrible at describing it right now, but yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen the honeycombs. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure Arad's got stuff up on Stage Hoppers.
For sure. Yeah, that's like
I know he does. If not, I'll send him some right now to put up. You guys will see that. So what else was on your list for 2021? We're gonna go through your list. We're gonna hear Ade's list. We're gonna go through them.
Yeah, let's do it.
If it happens,
for me, that about wraps it up. I was really hoping to see Camel Fat right now. I was like, I love their newest album, and I know they were supposed to come in town. So they were. I was really hoping to get a chance to see them, but hopefully when things come back, they could finish up their tour.
Yeah, we need to get Babs on the Camel Fat Tech House.
I was about to say, I was
train.
like, I feel so out of the loop right now because I don't know who that is, and I was like,
I'm working on
I'm
it.
just
It's something
smiling.
I'm working on. I sent him a house playlist forever ago. I need to send him another one. But yeah, we're working on getting him on the house stuff. Oh, Babs, it looks like your screen.
I hit the wrong button. I apologize.
It's okay. Just letting you know. There
Back.
you go.
I know. I saw it. I was like, oh, I hit the wrong one.
My schedule, I only carried over Electric Forest and Coachella. So whenever those happen, I will be there. I will be most likely at Ubby Dubby if that happens here in Texas. They're doing like limited capacity.
Ooh,
I think that one might happen just because we are in Texas. So we'll see. And then if EDC doesn't happen, if EDC does happen, you might catch me there. If it doesn't happen, Seismic Dance event is a house and techno event here in Austin. So I might be at that one. So we'll see.
Big house.
And then
big house heads over here.
big house head
Big
over
house
here.
head
And
over
then
there.
otherwise, I don't know. I guess we'll just see where the one takes me. I'm such a planner that after 2020, I was like, I'm not going to be this devoted to like having a built out schedule. Like I'm going to be a late sender to everything just because my heart got broken so much that I was just like, I can't invest myself like this anymore. So like if something happens
Can't get hurt
and
again.
people are going, I'm just going to like send it and just go for it. Like whatever.
Like I can't get hurt again. I can't.
No.
My walls are up. They're not coming down. They won't come
No.
down. They won't come down.
I can't do it again.
Not this year.
Babs, what's yours?
I have got a very long lineup. I got eForest, EDC Las Vegas, Lost Lands, and then I'm assuming the ones in Florida I'll end up going to as well, which is I think for actually I did buy Forbidden Kingdom, so Forbidden Kingdom, and then EDC Orlando and SMF. I tend to end up going, even if I say I'm not going to. It always happens one way or another. So that's I got a stacked lineup. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna take off for work all those days. Might just quit my job.
The struggle.
How would you? I've been wondering because I personally really want to go to Lost Lands. Obviously, like Excision's been killing it with all aspects of the show. Like the production and everything is out of this world. The music is great. But I was like, I'm personally not like the biggest space head. Like I kind of enjoy it from like a set here and there. But I really want to go to Lost Lands, but I don't know if I could handle like 3 days with like no house techno or nothing.
I relate to that so hard.
They got a little bit of bass house. So they got a little bit of Ghastly, some abstract. You'll get a little mix in. I mean, to be honest, when I first went, I can't remember the reason why we went in my first year. I think a lot of people in my rave fam were into Excision. That's why we went. And I know I was not into like heavy dubstep yet at the time. I was into like maybe some of the more medium people, as I call them, like Slander, Nightmare-ish, where they play a little bit. They were playing like some trap, they were playing some dubstep at the time. But when I went, I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's my favorite festival by far. It just the vibes are unmatched. Everyone, the difference between, like I've said this before, the difference between like Lost Lands and other festivals, in my opinion, is it is strictly bass music, and what that is it's kind of like a very distinct crowd. Like it's people that really like EDM and dubstep. Like it's not like your EDCs where you get a variety of people. And not to talk bad about any crowds, but like I can say for like EDC Orlando, because I go there every year, it's also like next to one of the biggest universities in the nation, UCF, and there's a lot of just college students that go because it's right there. And they're not necessarily super into dubstep or any of it. They're just there going for the festival, and they're just kind of, you know, like your Chads and Brads, quote unquote, as everyone says. So the dubstep festivals certainly attract people that only like dubstep. So you're getting like a very better crowd. Like that's the one thing I would say is everyone there's super nice. The vibes are just amazing, and everyone's just there for dubstep. So you know, like the crowd, if that makes sense.
Did he sell you on it?
Did I sell you? Yeah. I could go on. I could fit some more.
Yeah, a little bit. Like that is what I was expecting. Obviously, being with that crowd, like a crowd like that that's very into the music, it will only help bring your energy.
Yeah,
up
like you'll
higher.
get you'll get into it.
More.
And everyone's, like I said, everyone's just so nice about, like, if you're sitting down, people are always helping out. People are always giving water away. You know, they got water bottles are giving out and stuff like that. So it's all around a great festival. Amazing. You can come camp with me. You're in. I'll save a spot for you.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, I think that was all we really had today. Was there anything else, Babs, that we wanted to touch on?
I wanted to know real quick before we get going what your favorite genre is and maybe your favorite artist. If you can't narrow the artist down, I'll take a top 3.
All right. Favorite genre? I'll definitely say house. And artist wise, it's always changing, but like Zoo is definitely, I think, one person who's consistently on the top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to pick one, I think I would say Zoo. Yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of how his new album will sound. I know he's someone who doesn't really like to do the same thing twice, so I really look forward to kind of see how he's progressing with each album. Ringo's Desert was fantastic. Generation Y before that was even like crazier to just it's really hard to compare his albums, like to see which one you like better, because each one just has such a unique vibe to it. But yeah, I'm interested to see what he does next.
Did he set a release date yet?
Not that I've heard.
I think I just saw that he was like teasing it. That's my boyfriend's favorite. So he's also the same way. He's like anticipating that album so much, and I am too. I think I'm a huge fan of Zoo. I think he's great.
Yeah, I ordered. I collect records, and I ordered his Generation Y. He did a restock on it, which I was really surprised by, because that Generation Y is one of my favorite albums, but I never thought I'd be able to get it on vinyl, because like it kind of released and sold out long time ago. But yeah, he restocked. I was lucky enough to get two, but then I think that they had supply problems, so I think I ordered it back in like April or May, but I'm still waiting on it. But they did give us like a half. They gave us 50% money back. But I'm hoping it gets here too soon, because as soon as it gets here, I'll be like rocking it all
bumping
day.
it. Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, thank you so much for coming on Festival Tales podcast. Like he plugged, you guys can find him at Stage Hoppers on all platforms, as well as stagehoppers.com to see the stage. Like we said, Festival Tales podcast is now on the stage, so we're super excited to be a part of that family.
EDM's hub, EDM central hub. Let's go.
EDM central hub, yeah. So thank you so much, Arad, for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. I had a blast. I hope festivals come back as soon as possible, so we all get to party together and listen to some house music. We'll drag Babs out a little bit.
I'll come over. I'll
drag him in the house stage.
I'll shuffle over, as you house heads say. I'll come on over my way.
Yes. And people can also submit videos to you, right?
Yes, yeah. So you could go ahead and if you guys come on the Instagram page, I got a linktr.ee in the bio. That'll give you guys access to everything you might want to see, from video submissions to checking out the stage. All the links are right there.
Cool. We'll make sure to put that in the podcast description for you as well. So cool. Exciting. Thank you once again for coming on, dude. I had a fun time. We had a fun time, not just me. Sorry, Ade. I didn't mean to speak for you there. We had a great time. All right, everybody. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.